Hello. Hello, Salman. How are you?
Hello, sir. Assalamu alaikum, sir. Yes,
You,
sir, I'm fine.
you can listen to me.
Yes,
How are
sir.
you?
Sir, I'm fine. How about you?
I'm fine, kind of. Yes, I was just having a little bit problem with Facebook and getting connected. Okay, so now it's okay. So
Sir,
ah,
yesterday I attended the quant class of GRE.
okay, fine. So
So it was quite a nice experience. It was my first class.
you're in
Uh,
first class. That's good. That's good.
uh, but sir, that class was not uploaded in the Princeton preparation page. That
Really?
class, yes, sir. That class was not was recorded, but was not live on Facebook.
Oh, I really don't have much idea about that. Okay, I will talk to him. Huh?
Okay,
So
sir. Sir,
it's better if it's live, huh? It's
yes,
better
sir.
if it's live. Okay.
So
So,
there were two classes of quant. Last yesterday's class was the number two class, and
okay.
uh, and before there was another class.
It's
I
nothing
was
new,
absent in
I
that
believe.
class.
Okay, so it would have been better if if you could get hold of that video, huh?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's okay. I'll check it out
Oh, thank you, sir.
and I'll talk it over. Okay, so how are you? So how is life? Is it
Sir,
improving? Did
sir,
things are
life is
improving?
so unpredictable. Sometimes it uh, it gives us much pleasure, but sometimes it examines us.
Okay, but what about what about COVID?
Sir,
Now I think all the eyes are after the vaccine. Huh?
yes, sir. Everyone is looking for the vaccine.
Other than that, nothing is happening. Just probably nothing in between. You'll have to get the vaccine there. Other than that, whatever is going on, you'll have to just
Uh,
move on with this.
yes, sir.
Are you frustrated or are you hopeful? What do you think?
Sir,
Do you
I'm
think
very
things
frustrated.
will
I don't think the that our country will get the vaccine within this year. I think it will take at least 1 year to get the vaccine throughout the country.
definitely because they're making that vaccine and you know they will make sure that their country gets the advantage.
So even Donald Trump is hopeful that the US will get the vaccine within the December of 2020.
No, he has a election in November.
Yes, sir.
If,
He
if,
has
he, if he
election.
can ensure that probably it will go to his advantage, I believe. What do you think?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so how's your place? The place you're living in, how things are there. So COVID situation.
Sir, the number of patients died in my area is increasing. Even I have seen many people who have died recently. They are very familiar to me, and
Familiar.
yes, but they are very old people.
Okay, they were most of them they were
Yes,
old.
sir.
Fine. Okay.
But they were not sick even 1 month ago. They were absolutely fine, but somehow they get got affected by COVID and they died.
Okay. What about your future plan? What you thinking about that? Any concrete plan? Have you been able to do that?
Sir, I think I will I will appear in the IELTS exam very soon, but I don't think before we can get out of this COVID situation, I can appear in the exam because my family won't let me do that.
Okay,
And
they will allow you to sit for the exam and go to the exam hall.
yes, sir,
Stay there for 4 hours for almost.
because my parents don't let me go outside. Even I cannot go to my granny's house, which is very near to my residence.
Okay.
Even my friends are not allowed to come to my house. They are restricted.
They're restricted. What about, has things changed for the better in the last, 2 or 3 months, or things has worsened? What do you
So
think?
things are getting worsened day by day, because in near my house, the hospitals lack doctors. Most of the doctors left, and
Really?
yes, sir. And if you have serious
Is
problems,
it a government
other
or private one? Is it
sir,
a government?
there are good private hospitals near my house, which is called Ashgar Ali Hospital.
Actually, it's nearby, huh?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sir, I had my surgery in that
Yeah.
hospital. It is
I
very
see.
good, well
Very good.
facilitated, and um, but the doctors are leaving because of the current situation.
Uh, they would rather, save their lives.
Yes, sir.
And if they can, they're alive, they'll be able to make money and not make money, make a living
Yes, sir.
for the rest of our life. Okay, so are, what about your relatives? Are they going out? Are they going
Sir,
out?
mm,
Are they going to offices, or
yes, sir.
all of these things?
I Most of my relatives are very regular to their offices, especially in during this month. Before
Okay,
that,
they were attending
until June,
physically.
they were uh, attending office within home. They were not go to physically to
So
office.
most of the people, those who need to go to office, they are now going to office. They can't
Yes,
help it.
yes, sir. Even my father was not going to office till June. He was asked to join office only 2 days a week. But
Okay. Is he a government officer, or what? What's
yes,
not?
sir, government officer. But from July, sir, he is asked to come to office the 6 days a week.
6 days.
Yes, sir.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
And my father's office is very far away from my home. We
So
live
where?
in
Where? You
it
live
is
in
situated in Mirpur, my father's office.
Mirpur.
Yes, sir.
He travels to Mirpur every day.
Every
In his
day
office.
except Friday. And there was a half day in Thursday, but uh, he has to go
He has to go.
even Thursday. Yes, sir.
Oh my gosh. Things are, and the overall economy is not. It will take time to, just come back to the rhythm, and it's too uncertain, huh?
Yes, sir.
Kind of
Sir, even the weather is changing in our country.
Yes, the weather is not even, it's raining, it's sunshine, it's,
It's terrible hot.
yes. Okay. So let's hope for the best.
Sir, I have some questions about going abroad, especially in Canada.
Uh,
Sir, what about the community colleges? Are they good for international students to pursue a
what what
postgraduate degree?
what personally is, if just you're going to Canada for the sake of going, it's fine. It's fine. The problem is, eventually, if you have, complete, then it's better to go to the university first. Other than that, these colleges, they will give you, hello.
Yes, sir.
This college will, after 2 years, then will eventually, most of the cases, you'll have to shift. Or
Okay, sir.
even if you have degree from this college, these are not recognized. So if you're serious, always better to go to a full-fledged
Y-
university.
University.
I'm not saying these are bad. These are accredited. And they
Yes, sir.
also know that. The Canadian government also know that not everybody can afford to come to a university. So as long as it brings in, if you, even if you pass from, that kind of Seneca College or those colleges, even if you move on to what, a college later on,
Yes, sir.
I think, if it's technical, if you're good with programming, I don't think in that case it's a big problem. Get my point, but it
So
depends on.
there is a college called Humber College, which is offering um, uh, gra- a course of 2 years postgraduate degree,
Hmm.
global business management in
These
global
are
business
kind
management.
of these are kind of I think
Sir, it is
platform.
so
You
it
know,
is ranked number within top 10
I think
in Canada.
no, no. Listen. There are different kind of. I'm not saying it's bad, but even in America, there are also this kind of colleges. If you go there, you might find there's very small college. 3 or 4 story building. They don't have facilities and all those stuff, and you can change it. I'm not saying these are all bad. Definitely, these are good, but it's better to go to a full-fledged university.
Full-fledged university.
Yes, it's always better. If you have the chance, go there. And if you can have a chance, that's a different story. That's a different story.
Sir,
But if you just want to go, if that's your goal, I need to go, I need to leave. Then, and if you're very ambitious, if you're hardworking, then eventually you'll make it. Because I have read a article, and they were saying that, later on, if they find that 3 or 4 of these students, the prospective candidate they have applied for job, they usually they pick the one with a university degree. Usually. So that's
so
the
does it matter which degree are you pursuing from a university?
okay, could be. Some university, in some cases, even this this kind of private college degree is fine. They don't care. But if you're talking about a degree where there are lots of candidates, say business, you'll find lots of students. Then probably it matters whether it was a residential one or and then think about the atmosphere. If it's not a residential one, sometimes you won't feel studying. That could be a factor because mostly those are in urban setting, mostly, and you might find people are working rather than studying, and working here and there, and the atmosphere it makes a big difference. So you'll have to ask. You'll have to just talk with your friends, those who have done before you. Ask them about the pros and cons, even especially the agencies. They would never say that anything bad about that.
So the
And
agency even there are some universities which is not recognized by the Canadian governments, but the agency says it's very good. It's
that's
very
the thing. It's always better if you have friends there. Ask them, or your relatives who have been living there. They will be able to give you. They will be able to give you the correct picture. And without that, I think
so it also varies. Some of my relatives living in Canada, they suggested me to come to a community, any of the community colleges.
it's fine. I think they tell you because uh, finance is a big problem as well.
Yes, sir. They
You,
told me that it is everything that matters, which is what is networking. Networking is does
okay,
matter
fine.
in Canada.
It's not a big deal, but still, even in the United States, it's better if you can go to a university, if you can afford it, it's better to go to it. That's the thing. But if you can financially, if you're weak, then say you want to go. That's the point. That's more important.
Yes, sir.
Then go, and eventually we'll reach the same destination. Okay. Get my point? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
What if I have a low GRE score, but I have good
Okay,
IELTS
one
score?
thing I can do, I can give you a phone number, huh? So
Yes, sir.
and give my reference, and he will tell you the real facts.
Real facts.
And, you can be
Actually, I
assured.
wanted to know about the acceptance rate about in the
Okay,
universities.
they will be able to, because we don't deal with that. The people who are specialized, they'll be able to.
Okay,
And
sir.
and don't always think that in Bangladesh they have that much experience. You're talking with a what? Just don't think that in agency you're going to agency and you talk with someone and he or she knows everything. That's very unlikely unless he or she has been working for many years there.
I know, sir. So the agencies often say that we do not need to submit our GRE or GMAT score,
Many,
but
many, many.
in the websites I found that the university require a GRE or GMAT score.
Yes, yes. Okay, so you'll have to, just make sure that you. Okay. All right. So, okay. Let's start with some speaking.
Okay, sir.
Speaking, and we have a few students as well, and some speaking and. Okay. So what is this? We're just checking out. Okay. Okay. Can we start with some speaking practice? Huh?
Yes, sir.
Let's start with some speaking practice, then we'll move on to that. Okay. Okay, Romana, how are you?
Sir, I'm fine. How are you, sir?
Long time no see. You're not here for a few days.
Yes, sir. A little bit busy.
Okay, no problem. So, how are you? You're fine
Yes,
physically?
sir.
Okay,
Yes,
fine.
sir.
Okay, so you'll be returning to States. When we are planning to, so, return to
Sir,
any
actually,
possible day.
I have a very little baby. He's just 7 months
Oh,
old.
I
So
see. I
I
see.
can't move now because of
Oh,
his
yes,
because
and COVID and everything. Okay, okay, fine,
it will not be
fine, no
safe.
problem. Do you enjoy dancing, Rumana? Do you enjoy dancing?
Yes. Not no, sir. Not really. But no, sir, not really. I don't think so. But I feel that when my favorite song plays, I'm in a mood of dancing.
Okay, sometimes you feel you're in a mood of dancing, but you're not good at dancing. That's why probably. Do you dance by
I don't
yourself at
know.
that time?
I haven't
You
learned.
don't.
Or,
Okay, fine. But is there any chance you'll be learning how to dance properly if you get time in the future? Is there any chance or very unlikely?
Mm, no, sir. It's not. It's very unlikely that I will have a plan to learn dancing. But I do love the dance of the ballet dancing. But if I get a chance, then I can look for look how they are managed to dance like that,
Okay, okay,
and
good.
I will try to learn.
Okay, fine. Uh, how much do you know about the traditional dancing in Bangladesh? Do you know much about the traditional dancing in Bangladesh?
Honestly speaking, sir, I don't know about too much about dance to traditional dancing in Bangladesh because I am not from a background. No, I'm not. I haven't learned dancing, and in my family or relatives, I haven't seen anyone dancing.
Anybody
So
dancing? Okay.
or learn to dance. So I couldn't get that opportunity to find to learn dancing or
Okay, okay.
about different
Even to
types of
know
dance.
about. So, what do
Yeah.
you think about the trend? Are people more interested about traditional dancing these days, or less interested? As a dance, as a kind of a media, do you think it's getting less attention these days, or more attention? Is it becoming very more popular or less popular? No,
So
say when we get to see the program, television program. There are lots of dancing, especially in India. Every big program, they have the dancing. Any program, it doesn't have to be a movie. So in our country, do you think it's but is it the popularity is growing or becoming less?
So actually, in this area, I don't have much
Oh, you don't
experience.
have much.
But
Okay,
I
okay,
think that dancing is a popular one of the popular entertainment in our country. And whenever we see in television, we can see that there are different types of competition
fine.
as well, and different types of programs of dancing going on. So I think it's a popular one for a popular entertainment program in our
Okay,
country.
fine. Okay, so Faria, how do you? You're okay, Faria? Hello, Faria.
Yes, sir. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam. How are you?
Yes, sir. Assalamualaikum.
You're fine. How's your father? Is he okay?
Yeah, good.
Okay. Alhamdulillah. Okay. So you can hear me?
Yes, sir.
Is the okay? Is the audio? Okay. So let me ask you one or two questions.
Yes, sir.
Where can people in Bangladesh get information about genetic research? What do you think? What are the ways people can get to know information about genetic research? Any idea?
I have no idea actually.
Okay, so is it very popular genetic research in Bangladesh?
Sir, among the pharmacists or among the microbiology students or doctors is
They
much
might know
famous,
that.
but in general people is not famous actually. I think so.
Okay, how do people in your country feel about genetic research? How do they feel? Do they, approve that, or they have a reservation about that? They're a little bit in doubt.
Sir, some days, some months or some years ago, it was reserved, but nowadays it is too much open because some matters that we are restricted to talk in each other. But nowadays, in the pandemic, we are getting aware of our health and other things. That's why we should realize that this genetic information or genetic research is more important for us to improve
Even
our
for
health, even improve the women health. So nowadays it's open actually,
okay,
mm,
fine.
more than before.
So should this research be funded by governments or private companies? What do you think?
Sorry, sir. Can you repeat?
Should this research be
Yes.
funded by governments or private companies? What do you think?
Of course, government. It's a total population health question. So it's of course
What's the
government
problem
responsibility.
if the private companies, if they're given the the
Sir,
burden,
I think this
the
is
responsibility?
sir. I think it should be done by cooperation of private and government. Because some government has some restrictions sometimes, even private has some restriction, then government can help. So each other cooperation will make it more much informative,
Okay,
I think.
but you there must be some government supervision. Unless
Yes, sir.
other than that, but what's the big problem?
Course.
Private, they will only go for
Okay.
what profit, and in most of the cases,
Sir,
see
sometimes have financial problems.
if you talk about Western countries, their private sectors are kind of quite advanced, ethically, and their laws are like that. But in our country, it's not very structured. So people, even some
Sir,
companies,
in
they get money.
abroad countries, this is not matter of private or government. They're all people are in their ethical judgment each, of course. That's why they
Okay,
have
so
no
it's
problem with the government.
ethically, they're more progressive, ethically. So you can be assured that probably they won't do this kind of things. Okay, fine, Salman. Uh, Let me ask you one or two questions.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Okay, do you have any traffic problems in your area?
Sorry, sir.
Any kind of traffic problem in your
Sir,
area?
yes, sir. My area where I live is the roads are very narrow, and there live thousands of people, even much more people, many more people. In daytime and after in during evening, they are always traffic. There always have been a traffic jam. and I have faced the traffic so many times. Especially it is created because of the rickshaws. There are so many rickshaws,
So
and
sometimes it's better to walk rather than take a rickshaw.
sir, I rarely ride a rickshaw. Most of the time, when I go outside, I prefer to walk
No,
rather
you
than.
walk up to a certain point, and then if you can take a rickshaw, that's a different story.
Yes, sir. If I feel very tired or exhausted, then I ride on a rickshaw.
Oh,
Other,
even if you sometimes take a rickshaw, you'll get what, you'll get,
I,
you know,
I, I, I faced traffic jam.
traffic jam. Okay.
Sir, besides the rickshaw pullers are very, what should I say? The
Do you drive
rickshaw
up?
pullers are very arrogant, and they want to charge double fare for a ride.
Why?
Always,
Is there any particular reason for that?
uh, sir, there is no particular reason because they think that everyone is idiot in our country. They don't know how much should I pay to reach some place. So they want to play a game, mind game with us. So that is why they ask almost double price for a place, certain place.
Okay, so
Then
that's why you'd like to go to, a foreign country.
yes, sir. This is another
This
reason.
is one of the reasons.
Yes, sir. And sir, CNG riders are also very disgusting, uh, especially during Eid. They always they always break the rules. They never follow the standard which is set by the government. They never go on meter. They prefer us to bargain.
Okay, and this is only one sector. There are hundreds of sectors, and we have lots of problem in all the sectors. Huh? This is
Yes, sir. Even the bus and other sectors, we have problems.
okay. So it seems you are kind of fed up.
Yes,
Say,
sir. Obviously, sir.
if you can, so you'll move out of this country, huh?
Yes, sir. Sir, even the sitting service of buses, which also charge higher price, but they are not actually sitting. There are so many people who are not getting seats there. Uh, those people have to stand up and go to somewhere because there are inadequate seats in buses. Even the sitting service buses
Huh.
uh, hire more people than the
Fine.
capacity,
Fine.
actual
Okay.
capacity.
Rumana, uh, uh, Rumana, how are you? Are you
Yeah,
there,
sir.
Rumana?
Yes, sir, I'm here.
Okay, Rumana, do you think that our teachers in our country are they paid well, or they should be paid more money? What do you think?
Sir, in my country, I think that the government, the teachers who are in government job are not paying well.
Are not paid well?
And yeah, I are not paying well. But on the other hand, the teachers from English medium schools are paying higher than that. So they are living good life. I mean a satisfied life. But on the other hand, the government teachers are not paying that much, so they sometimes it is problematic for them to and to for day-to-day life living. It is
Okay,
really
what
difficult.
do you think? Because in other offices you might find people working for many hours. They go in the morning and they come in the evening. But in schools, in most of the cases, they stay for certain hours. Huh? Go in the
Yes.
morning and by 2 or 3 they're done. They can return. Uh, so do you think it's fair because they're paid less because they put less hours, or they need to work at home as well? Do you think teachers sometimes they need to work at home as well, checking scripts and everything?
From my perspective, I have seen that teachers are working from home as well. Like they have to they have to see the copies of the students for homework, classwork, or maybe for the exams, and they have to go for and they have to prepare questions or lectures for the day for the tomorrow's class. So I think that they are doing a job which is after coming back home they are also doing job from of a school, and also they are helping. Sometimes it is very common in our country that they are helping students after class, which we call coaching, because sometimes it's seen that students are not properly guided in schools,
Guided in the classes as
and
well.
different syllabus are not covered, and they are going to teachers house or any coaching center to learn more about the topic or syllabus.
Right.
So so I don't think that they are not doing the 8 hours job, but they are doing job more than that, even more than that,
Okay,
it
what
can be
about
said.
you? Have you ever thought of becoming a teacher?
Yes,
Have you
I do have a dream to have to become a teacher, though I don't have get that opportunity yet. But if I can, if I can get the opportunity, I will definitely try to be a teacher, because I love teaching, and I think that I can make understand people with different topics well, because people say so. So I
see?
believe that I can be a teacher.
Okay, I wish that you can become a good teacher in the future.
Yes.
Okay, so Shibli, how are you? Shibli,
Sir, hi, hello, sir. I'm fine, sir. Alhamdulillah. How are you, sir?
thank you. So, are you going out of your home, or you're still stuck at your home?
No, sir. I need to go out from home because I have a
Job
job. Actually, I'm doing a job in a bank. That's why
in
I
a
need
bank.
to go home.
I
Right.
see, I see. So you're going what? How many days a week you're going?
From last week, I am going 5 days in a week. But earlier, it was in roster duty. But this has been now a regular office job.
But still, is it? Are you taking public transportation, or what kind of transportation you're
I'm actually
using,
using rickshaw to go home. Public.
going to office and just coming back?
Yeah, Joffrey,
So how is the?
just rickshaw.
I'm not. I haven't really started going out in that manner. Yes, I'm going out, but how is the? But how people are feeling now? It's becoming a
Uh,
little bit normal.
yeah, now it's become very much, sir, very much little bit
Very much
normal.
normal.
Right.
But
If
what
I
about? Are you afraid? Do you want?
sometimes it getting frightened too, but it means public are making this actually normal. Corona or
Normal. Okay,
COVID
what
have
about if you
their
are given a chance? If you are given a chance, you can go to the office or you can stay back. Then you will stay back.
yeah.
Or you have
If
to
that
go.
chance I get, I will stay back
You
definitely.
will stay back. Okay,
Right.
you will stay back. Fine. Okay. So, what kind of sports do you like? Indoor games or outdoor games?
Now I like actually in indoor games, but earlier it was outdoor game when I was in a school or college. But nowadays indoor games are favorable very much.
Okay. What was your favorite games you used to play? Sports you used to play, and why?
Nowadays I actually like to play with my son.
Okay.
He definitely very silly kind of games he's playing with me, like Ludo, uh,
How old is he?
shooting. He's
Uh,
now 6 years old, and
6 years. Okay. Yeah.
shooting games, uh, and like what is say in Bangla there is kanamachi. In home we are playing kanamachi. I just
Mhm.
bind her with
Yeah.
a cloth his eyes, and try to catch him, and he also try to catch me when I bind him his eyes.
Okay, should students, youngsters, say think about your son. You want him to be good at what, competitive games or indoor games? Which one is better?
I think competitive games is both are important. Both are has some significant.
Chess could be a good indoor game. Chess is a mind game, kind of. It exercises your mind.
Yes, the indoor games in that sense, indoor games are important. And another sense, if competitive games or outdoor games are also important because it helps to build a good physics, and
Also
it
leadership,
helps.
some
Yes, leadership quality, and
cooperation,
and team bonding.
team bonding, all this. Okay. So, are you happy with the education system we have in our country, or it should be more technology based? You know,
Nowadays, actually, to compete, to be more in the globalized era, we should be more competitive in technology based
even the government was
education.
saying,
Actually,
a few days back, I was saying, they would like to change, incorporate more technical education. Then we don't. They're
it
saying that we don't need, MA, or we don't need BA. These degrees, those are kind of very general. So,
right.
what do you think? What's your opinion? That's would be a good move,
Uh,
Uh,
if government have established this thing to our education system, it will be very important. It will be a very massive. It will bring a very massive change in our society, because many people has the ability to technically build up themselves, but
many people
due
have,
to lack of,
many
many
people
people
have the
have
ability.
many
Have the
people
ability.
have the ability, yes, have the ability to build up their build themselves technologically sound, but due to lack of opportunity they are not getting some such kind of um,
I see.
but people, if government give the opportunity, and people have the chance to get
Yes.
achieve that, it will be helpful for both sector. And in the current sector, actually there should be chance for the people what they want to choose. If they want to uh, mm, achieve MA or BA degree, or MSc, BSc, what they want to choose, or they
They
choose
can be
themselves
encouraged.
in
I
tech.
believe, if there are more options, they can be encouraged.
Right, both
Faria?
option.
Okay, fine, I understand. Faria, what do you think about this proposition? If they want to change the education system more into technical based, will you be happy, or do you need it, or we have enough technical people already?
Sir, of course you will be happy, but there is some negative impacts on the children also.
What kind
Sometimes
of?
sometimes they will be addicted after leaving their studies, and also they are addicting
Why?
in
Why?
these
What? What?
technologies.
Why? Oh, addicted to a technology. You're saying that,
Yes,
or
sir. Technology, it means they have technical devices. So if they have technical devices, then they will be addicted sometimes. Not all of you. The parents should be more conscious about it. If they
no? What? What?
they're
What addiction? You're talking about drug addiction?
no, sir. Technical addiction. I mean
Technical
that means
addiction.
game
I
addiction.
understand. Game
Some
addiction. Okay. They become
game
more,
addiction.
more focused on
Yes,
that.
focus on the game addiction, the cartoon addiction. Sometimes they're in bad things. They're in the you know that in
Okay.
every
Yes.
app
Yes.
there are some
Okay. Fine.
ads.
Fine.
So
Fine.
some adult ads are coming. So
Mhm.
they can be addicted by it.
Okay. Okay.
So
There is a
technology
possibility.
sometimes make the negative impacts, but in the whole world, the updating world is more technical. So we have to be technical also.
Fine.
So we need
Okay.
to
You
cope
need.
with the world.
Salman, are you happy? The government is planning to, you know, put more emphasis on technology in the
Uh,
education.
yes, sir. I'm very happy because if government could spend more money on technological development, then the HSC exam will be can be taken through online process, and students will feel safe to appear in the exam without going outside. And it will also help the other students of school, colleges, and universities. And I think it will be a good move from the government.
Okay, let's see. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Romana, what kind of products are advertised most often on TV? Is there any particular, product that is advertised most on TV?
Sir,
Romana,
yes, sir.
what? Which one? Which product?
Are you saying in our country?
Yes, let's talk about our country.
It's TV program, sir.
No, they're talking about what kind of products are advertised most. Sometimes it could be the mobile phone companies. That's also a product. They're offering a service. They have lots of ads. Just like flour, noodles. This.
Yeah, sure.
So what kind of products get highlighted on television?
So in television, in our country, in television, I have seen the products like disinfecting germ killers, like Lifebuoy,
especially these days.
especially in these days.
Yes, whenever you're opening, you're putting on the TV, you definitely must see few of them. Is it natural or they're overdoing it?
No, it's natural, sir, because we should the TV programs must go on to create more awareness about among people, more awareness about COVID-19 among people, because in our because I have because it is I have seen that people are not aware at all. They are going outside. They are everything is going normal, and it has been named new normal. But people are being affecting, and there are lots of people.
They're being
affected, and there are lots of people are dying as well. Like yesterday, I have heard that almost 74 doctors of our country has lost their lives in this COVID.
Have lost.
So it have lost their lives in COVID-19. So it's a big loss for our country.
A few of them were old. A few of them, so is it a mixture or all of them were young? The majority.
The majority is like the majorities are old.
Old,
but
60 and above. Okay, 60 and above. Yeah, but the doctors, they usually take care of themselves. They usually live long. I think usually, they have a longer longevity.
Yes, but sir, I, from my perspective, we should not keep in mind that we are young, and so we can. It is pandemic is okay for us. We from younger to older people, we should go. We should keep awareness, and the government must lock down in that way, so that we can we can decrease the numbers in our country. Like I have seen that in Australia and Canada, they have already have decreased their COVID-19 numbers a lot, which is really which is really remarkable. So we should our government must go for like that program. Like the offices must be closed, so that it is not spread so well. I know that people are suffering as well, like many small businesses are facing problems, and the people who are poor are in very bad condition, but government can help them in many ways. So I think that to decrease the number and to go to make a normal life again, we must maintain the rules again.
Okay,
because
okay. I'm fine. Faria, can I ask you a question? Are you there, Faria? Hello, Faria? Faria, are you there? Okay. Shibli, are you there?
Hello, sir. Sorry, sir.
Oh, Faria, are you there? You'd like to speak out? Okay, Faria, you know that in New Zealand, they have been able to control the coronavirus in a very efficient way. Huh? You know that. Hello? Faria, you can listen to me? You can listen to me. Others, Shibli? Shibli, are you there?
Yes, sir. I'm here, sir.
Okay.
Actually.
So, you know that, there's a lady, lady prime minister. So do you think it depends on the leadership, how they manage it? Is it more about the leadership or the the facilities they have? Or if our country had that kind of leadership, no, our leadership is okay. I'm just saying, did that, think about the advanced countries. Let's not, mix up the advanced and the developing country. If she were in United States, she were the president in United States, things would have been different in the United States.
Maybe it depends on the. It depends. Actually, it depends on the leadership. You are right, sir. But it not only for the whole country should
together.
Together.
They help.
Yes, yes, because any decision should come from the leader, and what decision leader is taking, it definitely in a way that for what the country will be benefited, or people will be benefited, and many decisions can be taken based on situations
okay, so leadership did play a role, huh?
Yeah, definitely leadership definitely plays a role.
Trump,
important role. Definitely leadership
what
plays.
About Trump? Things could have been managed better if there were other presidents. No, I'm not. It's difficult to say. See, many countries. It's not only, but okay. Everybody knows that. People have a perception that things should have been a little bit better. But did you expect that the United States will suffer this kind of contamination, of this scale? Or things are not as bad? What we are feeling is too bad. What do you think?
Actually, situation is bad in USA. People of USA citizens are not actually bothered about COVID-19 in some areas, in some states, because they are very much they actually
very
free-minded. They are very free-minded.
To exercise their freedom.
They love to lead in a way that they are that whatever they want to do, they can do in this.
They have their right, human rights, all those stuff.
Right.
Okay. Okay. So you'd like to go outside of the country?
Yes, sir. I definitely, if I like to go. I like to go actually in Australia.
Australia. So what kind of subjects are you going to study?
Actually, I like to go there for a settlement, immigration purpose, immigrate, because my sister is there, my brother-in-law, my nephew, niece are there.
Oh, okay.
That's why I want to go to Australia. To be settled there with my family as well.
That's good. So, how many years it might take if you apply? You have to have a good score in GT, general training, huh?
Yeah. I have enrolled for general training already.
Oh, okay. So, what kind of score are they asking?
It will be minimum 7. I know, as far as I know, it will be 7. Requirement is 7, because I think it is very much difficult for me to achieve that score. So very much difficult for me.
We had a doctor among us. He gave the exam. He got a 9.9 in speaking, in listening, and reading.
Oh my God.
A week from now, and he got 7.5 in speaking, but these days writing has become quite difficult. He got a 6.5, but he you know he spent almost 50 minutes in task one. That could be a problem as well. He spent 30 minutes on task one and then he finished. Anyways, he might have to give exam another time because he's planning, to get a kind of a, not degree, I believe, exam. In order to give that exam, flab or flap something in UK, you need to score 7 in each batch. So he might even have to, again retake the exam.
Okay.
That's a possibility. Okay, so are we done with the speaking today? We can move on to a little bit of reading. Huh? Reading.
Okay, sir.
Let's
Let's
Salman, reading. Are you ready? You love reading? All of you? Do you love reading or no? Or it's a punishment?
I actually don't like
Really?
reading.
It's a kind of a punishment.
This is actually a bad, very bad habit, and this is a drawback for me.
Sir, I
because-
do like reading, but sometimes the words are very complicated to understand.
Okay, that could be a challenge as well. Okay, anyways, it's a process. You'll have to go through the process. People get 9. People, that doctor, he's a doctor, the one who got 9, because he has to read a lot. He's medical and he's used to that. He's always in the practice, so he really doesn't have much of a problem. Okay, so let's check it out. Let's check it. We're going to solve this. This one. So how we will proceed? Now, what are the ways we can proceed? This is. Say, if this is the, this is our passage. So I personally suggest you always to, check the question first. Always. This is my way of doing. I think it helps because at least, so if I were you, I would have done it in this way. I would have what? Underline. Okay, but you see this question usually, this type of question, you will find it at the beginning, not at the end. This is an exception. This is an exception. Salman, any idea if you get this question at the back, would you start with this one or would you start with other one? Which one? How are you going to start with? Which type of question will start first? Any idea?
Sir,
in GT, you don't have this problem because in GT, okay, no, but still you have problem. The last one is a long passage. Still you have some problem. Okay, how are you going to do that?
Sir, I think we should start with the last one, 37 to 40.
This one. Okay, so once you covered that, by that time you'll know that where the other parts are there. Huh? Is it like that?
Yes, sir.
It could be. Okay, it could be like that. Could be. Okay, what is this? Let's check it out. Let's check it out. So what I can do. So should we read this passage first? Or we should underline the question? I think underline the question, it doesn't help. At least for this kind of question. So it's better to what? Read. No. What I'm going to do, I'm not going to even start with that. Before that, I'm going to what? Under attitude towards bilingualism. Just keywords.
Keywords. Yes, sir.
At the first two, at least you know what kind of ideas we are looking for. Attitudes towards bilingual have changed. Attitude, they're talking about bilingualism. You talk Spanish and English in the United States. Hispanic and Hispanic people. And what is this? Bilingual people are better than monolingual people at guessing correctly words as they are finished. Okay, so we will check that. And the first one is observing the dash of Russian English. So as long as you can find Russian English, I think you're safe. Bilingual person. Okay, so if you can finish this one gradually, you will see that all the other, you'll be able to manage all those. So we should start from here. We should start from here. So I just remember Russian English and this one as attitude towards bilingualism, as change in recent whether it's true, false, or not given. So the first one is there. So let's, one thing we can do, we can read the first paragraph and then এটা হচ্ছে বলতে হবে যে এই ইনফরমেশনটা, এই যে এখানে যে চারটা ইনফরমেশন, এটা কোন কোন প্যারাগ্রাফে আছে, you have to tell that. If 37 could be A, 38 could be D, 39 could be G, 40 could be I, you never know. You'll have to check it. They're going to, mostly they're going to use a similar type of question. So how do you do that? Okay, can we start? Start with this one. Let's start and see whether we can find it. Okay. Okay, let's read it together. Okay, so according to the latest figures, so what, do we need to read, do we need to find out the keywords, not keywords, the key topic, the thesis sentence, or we'll just read it? Because each of the sentences is important. Every of the sentences is important. Here, not only the, you can even get it, this could be an example. The answer could be from an example as well. Okay, why don't you read it? According to the latest figures, the majority of the world's population is now bilingual or multilingual. So having grown up speaking 2 or more languages. In the past, such children were considered to be at a disadvantage compared with their monolingual peers. Over the past few decades, however, technological advances have allowed researchers to look more deeply at how bilingualism interacts with and changes the cognitive and neurological system, thereby identifying several clear benefits. So how are you going to do that? Shibli, are you there? Shibli?
Yes, sir.
So you're going to, do it with me? Will you do that? The passage? You have the time?
I didn't read that actually, sir. Sorry.
Oh, okay, no problem, no problem. That's fine. Okay. So in that case, why don't you do a, say, we can check out the, if we do a essay, would you watch that video? We can check a video. It's a good video. I don't know. If you have time, we can even do that. Okay, let me do that. Let me do that. If you have time, you check it out, or we can even leave it for today as well. Okay, so let's this one. Let me stop that and let me. Okay. Where is that? I think this one. Okay, not this one. Sorry. Wait. Okay, we are going to check out this video today, huh? We will check this. This is a pretty good video.
Important. Planning a Hello and welcome to this IELTS Master Techniques video. I'm IELTS Master Lee, and today I have an amazing topic for you guys. Super important. Planning a Band 7 Plus essay, how to guarantee success before you start writing. I'm really excited about today's topic, and I think you should be too. Being able to plan your essay before you write it is one of the most important and fundamental skills to master for writing Task 2. Let's get started. Before I get all into this video, there are a few things that we need to cover to make sure that you're really ready to succeed, because we want you to get the most out of this video. And if you're not quite there yet, that's okay. So we have a couple questions to ask. A couple questions I want you to ask yourself. Number one, do I know the basic Task 2 structure? What I'm asking is, do you know that Task 2 should start with an introduction? It should be followed by 2 body paragraphs and finish with a conclusion. Do you know how Task 2 works in general? If you don't, you might want to pause this video, go back, take a look at a few articles on my website or on another website, and then come back to the video. I'll still be here. I'll still be waiting for you. The second question is, am I familiar with the different Task 2 question types? If you don't know what I mean by question types, you might want to go take a look at those as well. Now, if you can say yes for both these questions, well then fantastic. You're ready to go. And if not, again, it's okay. Just take a few minutes, go read up on some basics for Task 2, and then come back. I'll still be here. I'll still be waiting. For those of you who are still here, let's get started. Very exciting stuff today. We have some required materials. Hopefully you have them lying around somewhere. We need a pen or even a pencil and a piece of paper, something you can write on. This is more of a workshop. I'm going to ask you to participate in this along with me so that you can get the full benefit of what I'm talking about and the material that I'm going to cover today. You have your pen and paper ready? If you don't, pause the video and go grab a pen and some paper right now and then come back. Good to go? All right, let's get started. What you'll learn in this lesson. Number 1, why you shouldn't start writing immediately. Number 2, how to plan first before you ever start writing and save yourself time, stress, and ultimately mistakes that can cost you the score you need in your IELTS writing Task 2. And number 3, our IELTS master strategy for planning essays that get students Band 7 plus scores. Yes, I've used this with my students before. Yes, it's worked for them. And yes, it's fantastic. Let's check it out. How do most people think Task 2 goes? Well, something like this. You read the Task 2 question, you start writing, and then you finish writing. Pretty straightforward, right? Well, no. Let's look at how it actually goes if you don't have a plan. First, you read the Task 2 question. Then you start writing. Then you think about what to write next. Then you continue writing. And then all of a sudden, you think, oh my gosh, am I writing the correct thing? Am I correct? Or am I slightly mistaken? Did I misunderstand the topic? So you go back and you check the question again. You look through it again. And maybe you look through it for 30 seconds or a minute. And eventually you think, well, I hope this is okay. And so you continue writing. And you continue writing. And you keep going. And then the IELTS person will say, you have 5 minutes remaining. And then what's the first thing that comes to your mind? Oh my God, 5 minutes. And then what happens next? You get stressed. Your mind goes blank. You can't think anymore. All of those ideas that you had earlier, everything that was flowing, it's all gone. You don't know what to do. Maybe you pause. Maybe this takes 30 seconds, maybe a minute, maybe more. Well, hopefully you can recover from this mind goes blank syndrome and this stress and come back, and you'll probably start to write frantically, write super fast as you try to finish before time runs out. Will you finish? Well, hopefully, maybe, maybe not. This is what can happen if you don't have a plan. But let's take a look at the alternative. Let's take a look at what happens when you do have a plan, when you have prepared. If you do have a plan, this is how it usually goes. You read the task 2 question, and then you analyze the question. You brainstorm ideas. This is the part where you make your plan. You finish planning, and then you start writing. Like before, you continue writing, and then the IELTS person will say, you have 5 minutes remaining. And if you're a normal person like me, you'll probably think, oh my God, I only have 5 minutes left. But compared to before, where your mind goes blank all of a sudden, this time you'll check your plan that you made earlier, and you'll see exactly what you need to do. You'll come back, you'll continue writing, and you'll finish. Maybe you'll have a minute left if you plan everything correctly. Here are 3 more reasons why you should plan first, in case I haven't convinced you already. First, it guarantees that you have good organization. If you have a plan on paper, there's no chance that your organization is going to get messed up while you're writing. It can't, because it's right there for you to check anytime. Number 2, you'll have a system. Having a system means you can do the same thing every time. If you have a problem-solving question, if you have a discussion question, if you have an opinion question, if you have a 2-part question, doesn't matter. You have a system that you can follow that will get you from the start to the end and the best score possible. And number 3, if you haven't noticed already, planning actually saves time. When you take the time to plan first, you save yourself time. You're not going to get stuck later. Even if you get stressed, you're going to have something right in front of you to check at any time. So how do we plan? Well, here is the IELTS master strategy: plan first. Step 1, analyze the question and make sure you understand what the topic is, what the subtopic is, and what you really need to answer in order to succeed and get a good score on this question. Step number 2, plan the skeleton. The skeleton is actually quite simple, and for that you'll also take about 2 minutes. Step 3, generate the body paragraph details. Now for this, I recommend you take 3 minutes per body paragraph. And since, as you know, if you've done your homework, if you've done your prerequisites, we have 2 body paragraphs for task 2 writing. So 3 minutes, 2 body paragraphs, 6 minutes. All together, this is 10 minutes. And then step 4, write. Now at this point, you might be thinking, Lee, you might be an IELTS master, but I think you're a little bit crazy. I only have 40 minutes to do task 2 writing. How can I take 10 minutes to do a plan? This is one of those things you're going to have to try for yourself and really give it a shot. Now, of course, you don't want to try it for the first time on test day. You need to try it during your practice. But if you practice this 3 or 4 times, you'll see just how powerful of a technique this is, that you can take 10 minutes to plan and still finish with time to spare at the end. If you don't plan, and we saw earlier, it can take much longer. Trust me, but don't just trust me. Test it for yourself. Let's get into more detail. Let's dive into more detail next. How do we analyze the question? How do we plan the skeleton? How do we generate the body paragraph details? First, step 1, analyze the question, 2 minutes. To analyze the question, you're asking yourself these questions. Number 1, what kind of question is it? Isn't it opinion question, discussion, problem solving, or 2-part? Again, if you don't know what these are, pause the video and go find out. Ready? Number 2, what is the general topic? Number 3, what is the specific topic? And number 4, what is the question asking? Let's take a look at this example question down below. Some people think basic healthcare should be free for everyone. Others believe people should pay their own medical costs. Discuss both sides and give your own opinion. So, number 1, what kind of question is this? You tell me, what kind of question is this? Ready? Okay, this is a discussion question. This kind of discuss both sides and give your own opinion is a discussion question. What's the general topic? What's your answer? Okay, so the general topic is healthcare. What's the specific topic? Did you think about it? The specific topic here is whether healthcare should be free for everyone or whether people should pay for themselves, pay for their own healthcare. And then number 4, what's the question asking? What is it asking you to do? What do you need to do? If you already know about question types, this should be a relatively simple question. This question is asking for you to discuss both sides of the issue, free and pay your own, and then give your own opinion. Make sure you answer the question. If there's one thing, even if you don't do any of the planning from this video, if there's one thing I want you to remember, it's that you have to answer the question. You have to answer the question. You have to discuss both sides and give your own opinion. Don't slack on either one of these parts. Step 2, create the skeleton plan. This is where we start to think about the topic. And for this, again, you should take about 2 minutes. The skeleton. So the skeleton is the structure of your essay, just like the bones. The skeleton of your body is the structure of your body. Part 1 of the skeleton, the introduction. So what's your answer? They asked you in the previous question to give your opinion. In the introduction, when you write your skeleton for your plan, you need to note what your opinion is. Do you agree with this part? Do you disagree with this part? Do you think it should be free? Do you think people should pay for their own? Etc., etc. Next, body 1 topic. And after that, body 2 topic. So we have 2 body paragraphs in the middle. What are the topic of these body paragraphs going to be? And then number 4, the conclusion. For the conclusion, you're just going to re-paraphrase the introduction. If the introduction is a paraphrase of the topic plus your answer, you're going to re-paraphrase the topic and again, re-paraphrase your answer for the conclusion. So let's take a look at this example again. Some people think basic healthcare should be free for everyone. Others believe people should pay their own medical costs. Discuss both sides and give your own opinion. Here's an example skeleton plan down below. Number 1, I'm paraphrasing the topic. Okay, I'm going to do that in the actual writing, so I'm not going to waste time doing it here on my plan. But my opinion, I am going to think of that. My opinion is that basic healthcare should be free. So I'm going for the first part. Basic healthcare should be free for everyone. Why am I writing this down here? Why can't I just decide it later? It's just easier to decide it now before I get started writing. When I get started writing, I want to be focusing on doing the best I can to express my argument, checking my language, checking my grammar, and putting out the best writing possible. Here is where I'm doing all the thinking. So we're kind of dividing up what we should be doing at different times. Right now, we're doing the thinking, and then afterwards, we're going to be doing the language part when we're actually doing the writing. Body 1 topic, basic healthcare should be free for everyone. And body 2 topic, people should pay their own medical costs. Here I'm going in the same order as the question. I think this is a natural way to do it, and I recommend. And here I recommend you stick with the same order that the question gives. And then finally, the conclusion, like I have before, re-paraphrase the introduction and your opinion. That's it. That's the skeleton plan. 2 minutes. Can you do it? I think you can. Actually, I know you can. Let's move on to part 3, generating body paragraph details. Okay, so body paragraph 1 is basic healthcare should be free for everyone. We have 3 minutes to think of ideas as to why basic healthcare should be free for everyone, to use our example here. Right now, I want you to pause the video and think about it. Why should basic healthcare be free for everyone? You know, being able to generate details and generate opinions like this is like exercising one of your muscles. You really have to do it consistently to be good at it. It's not something that you can just start doing one day and all of a sudden be amazing. So we're going to practice right now. 3 minutes. Give yourself 3 minutes. No more than 3 minutes for now. Think about why should basic healthcare be free for everyone. Pause the video and come back when you're done. All done? Did you write your topics? I hope so.
What makes Starborn the greatest game you've never heard of? Well, to begin with, it's basically Civilization in space, but with thousands and thousands of...
Here we go. Here are some examples that I thought of in 3 minutes. Number 1, everyone pays taxes. Number 2, all people have right to healthy life. Number 3, healthy society means better productivity. And number 4, people have a responsibility to help each other, rich to the poor. Now you'll notice that not all of these ideas are groundbreaking, amazing, fantastic ideas. Some of them are actually pretty dumb. That's okay. This is a brainstorming phase. I don't want you to judge your ideas. Think first, judge later. This is a key point. So that's what we're going to do next. We're going to judge the ideas. All right, I think the second idea, that's kind of hard to explain in an essay, so I'm just gonna cross that one out. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to select 3 or 2 or 4 other ideas that I'd like to include. I think 3 is a good number here, so aim for 3. So I have idea number 1, everyone pays taxes. Idea number 2, people have a responsibility to help each other. And idea number 3, a healthy society means a productive society. Healthy society means better productivity. Okay, so these are my 3 details for this body paragraph. And I'm done. I know exactly what to write about. I just have to support these ideas while I'm writing, and it will make it so much easier to write now that I have these ideas all set on paper to reference anytime I want them. Let's go ahead and look at the second paragraph, and we'll do a similar practice. People should pay their own medical costs. So again, I'm going to ask you to pause the video for 3 minutes and think of some ideas for this topic. And like I said before, I want you to think first, judge second. So just think of as many ideas as you can in 3 minutes. They can be fantastic ideas, they can be stupid ideas. It doesn't really matter right now. We're going to judge them in a second. Okay, go ahead. Are you back? Here are some ideas that I thought of. More responsibility means people are more likely to take care of themselves. Healthcare is too expensive for government to pay for. Healthy people should not have to take care of lazy people or drug addicts. And people need to be responsible for themselves, not rely on others. The last thing we're going to do is, again, judge and group. Here I've decided to keep all of the ideas, all 4 of them, but I've grouped the first idea and the 4th idea together into one since I think they're quite similar. So we have more responsibility means people are more likely to take care of themselves. Healthy people should not have to take care of lazy people or drug addicts. And healthcare is too expensive for government. One more point I'd like to make is that these ideas are not exactly the same as the words I'll write on paper. They might be, but they don't have to be. So I don't have to write lazy people or drug addicts in my essay. I can use that as an example. I just wanted to write it down because that's what came to mind first. And this is perfectly fine. The other point I want to make before we get carried away is that I allocate 3 minutes for this. The 3 minutes does include thinking and judging. Now I think judging and grouping is actually quite quick, so you might want to do 2.5 minutes for thinking or 2 minutes for thinking and 1 minute for judging. That seems like a good balance. Let's continue. Step 4, start writing. If you've made it this far, you should have, first, a rock solid plan you can refer to whenever you have trouble, whenever you're not sure where you're supposed to be when you're writing. Number 2, a complete understanding of the question, which is really important because, like I said before, if you don't answer the question directly, you're going to lose big points. It's basically like throwing away the test. So make sure you understand the question. And by doing this kind of plan, you are making sure you understand the question and you're setting yourself up for success. And number 3, ideas for details in both paragraphs. It's very difficult to think of ideas for details while you're writing. But if you divide the thinking time and the writing time, you'll be much more efficient, much faster, much more effective, and your language, the language that you use in the essay is going to be better, so you can focus on writing the best essay possible. You use 10 minutes in the beginning to plan, and you reap the rewards throughout the entire rest of the writing period. Let's do a quick review. In order to do planning for task 2 writing on the IELTS test, you need to take 10 minutes in the beginning of the task 2 writing session to create a plan. The plan steps, and again for 10 minutes total. Number 1, you'll analyze the question, 2 minutes. Number 2, you'll create a skeleton for 2 minutes. The skeleton is the introduction with your answer, the body paragraph 1 topic, the body paragraph 2 topic, and a conclusion where you re-paraphrase the introduction, including your answer. And then number 3, the most difficult, but definitely most meaningful part, generate the body paragraph details. Here you're doing 3 minutes for 2 body paragraphs for a total of 6 minutes. First, you're going to generate ideas, and then you're going to cross out, you're going to delete the bad ones and group the remaining ones. And then finally, you're going to write. You're going to write and get a fantastic score because if you've practiced this and if you can do this well, you're absolutely going to succeed. I'm sure of it. So your homework, like any skill, planning requires practice. If you just watch this video and if you go, oh, that's a good idea, I'll do that, and you wait until your test, well, the chances are you're going to.
This is not a computer game, this is a browser game. You just go to a link, just start playing the game immediately. You log in and that's it. Never
fail. You have to practice before the test. So your homework for today is to write 3 plans. I want you to find 3 IELTS Task 2 topics. And different kinds of topics, different styles of topics is best. 1 opinion topic and 1 problem-solving topic, that's great. If you want to throw in a 2-part question, that's fine too. Just whatever you do, find 3 IELTS Task 2 topics. If you're looking for topics, we have a fantastic ebook. Just join our email list. If you're already on the email list, you already have the ebook. Number 2, practice writing 10-minute plans. You know, compared to writing a 40-minute essay, a 10-minute plan is 1/4 of the time, 25% of the time. You can find the time to practice writing 10-minute plans, and your score will thank you for it. If you're really, really short on time, even 1 per day is fine. You can split this up into 3. Do it 3 days in a row. Do it 3 days over the course of a week. Whatever is fine. But you have to do this at least 3 times for you to really understand how to write an effective plan. And finally, number 4, if you want to write the rest, go ahead, write the rest of the essay. But at the very least, you need to do these plans so you can practice. Of course, doing a plan by itself isn't enough. You have to be good at the language. You have to practice your English in general. But planning can have a tremendous impact on how effective you are at writing. And if you're one of those people where you can write good if you have an hour or 2 hours or 3 hours to do it, but since the time is so short, you feel pressured, you can't quite get it all out in time. If you're a person like that, then planning can make all the difference for you. And I highly recommend that you take the time to do this practice and to learn how to plan well. That's all we have for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it helped you. And if you'd like to practice more IELTS, please visit IELTSmaster.com. Join our email list for a free ebook with Task 2 topics if you haven't already. I send out weekly emails with fantastic content, IELTS practice, strategies, whatever I can find from wherever, from myself, from other IELTS teachers. If I can find something good, I want to give it to you. So join our email list for this content. Other things you can do, you can connect with us on Facebook, facebook.com/IELTSmastersite. And then finally, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel just down below. Last but not least, tell me, what would you like to see next? Do you want more Task 2 stuff? Do you want some writing Task 1 stuff? How about speaking? Would you like to see more speaking? Let me know in the comments. I'll be checking. I'm looking forward to seeing you there. Have a fantastic day and practice hard. Thanks so much.
Why are people stacking this $89 portable AC? I recently discovered how to refrigerate any room in my house in a
Okay, so we are kind of near, we are at the end of our class. We just kind of covered some speaking, we just have seen a video on planning, Task 2, kind of essay. So you need to practice, need to understand, and you need to practice. Just watching videos sometimes it helps, but in some cases it's not enough. You must practice, and these days writing has become quite difficult. It's not as easy as it used to be, but now it seems that things have become more difficult. Okay, but as long as you practice, you understand what you're writing. I believe that you're bound to get good score. Okay, so Abdullah bhai, are you there? Hello?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
How are you? Yes, sir?
No, I'm fine, but was engaged with my colleagues, and that's why I couldn't.
I see. So you're at
I
home
couldn't.
now?
I'm at home.
You're at home. Okay. Fine. So we are kind of at the end of the class, and okay. So tomorrow we'll be having grammar class.
Okay.
Grammar class, and after that we'll be having our theory class.
Okay.
And then again we are going to have our ICE class. Okay. So have you been practicing at home? Oh no, you're busy. I know that. Okay, but still.
Oh no,
But one thing you can make sure that what you have all the materials. You have all the materials. You understand what needs to be done, and then finally, just go for that. But if you don't have the materials, then what happens? Even
yes, nowadays it's clear to me that the writing is different, and we have to understand the questions and how
this
to
is very important.
answer the question, because I think that it was a great drawback for me. That
it's not about writing it in Bengali or English. It doesn't matter. Even if you write in Bengali, they have a structure. You'll have to follow that structure. And you'll have to abide by their structure, and you must be very clear about that. And then comes your idea. Everything is needed. The good idea, good sentence structure, good transition, everything, whatever they have asked for. Good collocation. And when you have to put everything together, it becomes a challenge. But you'll have to win the challenge. That's how it works. Okay, so by the way, do you have time, for that grammar
today?
Just few, yes.
Oh yes, you can. Yeah, okay.
Okay,
it's
okay.
No problem
So one
for
thing
me.
we can do, we can, say, we can take leave from here, and then we can for another session. We can even sit together, huh? You're available. Okay, let's see, and we can do that. Okay, so take care for today. So good night. Hopefully we'll be meeting for another grammar session tomorrow, and probably we'll be covering parallelism or comparison. Those are very important aspect, and you'll see that if you go through those a few examples, or those problems, you might find yourself just writing very nice sentences. So there's some basic rules you need to know. Those helps. Once you know the rules, you can judge yourself whether whatever sentences you are writing, those are correct. Okay, so adios for today, and hopefully see you tomorrow at 7. Okay, take care, huh? Everybody?
Take care, sir.
Take care. Thank you.
Good night, sir.
Good night. Thank you. Good night.